Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, I get a feeling like I've never had before. And I'm here to tell you right now, I believe, I really do believe that something's got a hold on me. Oh, it must be love. Oh, something's got a hold on me right now. Oh, it must be love. Yeah, I got a feeling and it feels so strange. Everything about me seems to have changed, and step by step I got a brand new walk. I even sound sweeter when I talk. Oh, 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 baby, oh, it must be love. Oh, something's got a hold on me, and it must be love. Oh, something's got a hold on me right now, and I know it must be love. I never felt like this before. Something's got a hold and it won't let go. I believe that I'd fly if I could. And it feels so strange, but it sure is good. Oh, 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 baby, oh, it must be love. Oh, my heart feels heavy and my feet feel light. I shake all over, can't sleep at night. I never thought it would happen to me, but it's got me happy when I'm in misery. And I never thought it would feel this way, but I hoped, honey, that maybe someday, you know, I never thought it would happen to me, till love came round and put a hurting on me. Oh, 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 baby, yeah, oh, it must be love. You know it walks like love, yes, it talks like love, makes me feel alright, in the middle of the night, lifts me up like love, fills my cup like love, and it pulls me down like love. Oh, it sounds like love. Whoa, oh, it must be love. Thank you so much. We are Mike and Ruthie of the Mammals, and we are so excited to be part of this event. We are, in fact, toasting the Tribs over here from our home in West Hurley, New York. This is live. This is live action right here. I have a hibiscus beverage, and
I'm going to toast with some of that good Ashokan Reservoir water.
fantastic.
Let it dribble down my chin.
We are so fortunate to live in this beautiful part of the world, and so fortunate that there are people who work to keep the water clean and to hold accountable those who don't. And we really are honored to be here. Our band, The Mammals, is a bigger band. We had a tour planned for album release around now with a much larger group, but here's the duo version. We're going to do a song off an older record. It's called Bright As You Can, because This is a fun one.
It just
and
sort of
puts
feels
us in a
good.
good mood.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Oh, my mother, she once told me, you gotta be as bright as you can. Oh, my mother, she once told me, you gotta be as bright as you can. Oh, you gotta be as bright as you can. Yeah, my father, he once told me, gotta be as strong as you can. Oh, my father, he once told me, you gotta be as strong as you can. You gotta be as strong as you can. Yeah, my lover, he once told me, you gotta be as sweet as you can. Oh, my lover, he once told me, gotta be as sweet as you can. Oh, you gotta be as sweet as you can. My love comes to me like a sword of light. On this battlefield, you're a flag of white. Well, my suitcase once told me, gotta be as light as you can. Yeah, my suitcase, it once told me, you gotta be as light as you can. Oh, you gotta be as light as you can. Well, my baby once told me, gotta be as soft as you can. Oh, my baby once told me, you gotta be as soft as you can. Oh, you gotta be as soft as you can. You gotta be as light as you can. You gotta be as sweet as you can. You gotta be as strong as you can. You gotta be as bright as you can. Oh, you gotta be as bright as you can. All right.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, folks. This is the world of performing on Zoom and on a live stream where there's no applause after the songs, but we feel it. We feel somebody out there just hooted and hollered.
Well, we can
just know
see
it.
some claps happening, which is nice. Did you
Yep.
see that piece today that there was an orchestra who performed for an auditorium full of plants?
I didn't know that.
Which also would not necessarily generate applause, but I think there would be some sort of
Oxygen.
there would be more oxygen.
I'll take it.
And I think, something to receive the transmission. Sort of what I was thinking. If not,
Life forms.
yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's fantastic.
I know.
I'll play for any life forms at this point. We're going to do a couple more songs and then we'll turn it over to the main event. What are we going to do now, Mike?
Let's see. We've got 9 minutes.
We'll do 2.
I think 2.
All right, we're going to do 2 more.
This one is from the new Mammals record. Came out May 22nd. It's a month old. And I've been really grateful to the local radio stations, Radio Kingston, WDST, WKZE, have all been spinning this song. And there's just nothing like hearing your song on the radio. And it's about radio transmissions, actually, or at least nods to them. It's called Radio Signal. I'm going to send this one out to Kale tonight.
And if you're curious, this tiny banjo is a banjo ukulele.
A glee club. A haven't changed my strings this whole pandemic, but I changed them today. And
Just for you.
for better or for worse. Changing your strings and turning off the air conditioning is a pretty gnarly combination. But this song's good when it's nice and sweet and in tune.
Yeah. We tune because we care.
That's good enough. Radio signal. There's a wind and it blows on by. Who hoist up their kites, but they're bound to get caught up in it. And I roll down the back road to my soul, looking for light like a radio signal. Thank you. Radio Signal from the new record Nonette, and looks like we got 3 minutes, Ruthie. Should be perfect for your last song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're really proud of that album. When I listen to it, I get to hear a whole bunch of people in one room together, not worrying about breathing near each other and stuff. It's a funny time we're in right now, and it makes me grateful for the times that we've had together, and I'm grateful to live with Mike and we get to sing together. And for you guys, this is such a special thing. Sometimes we forget to sing, even though we can. Sometimes we spend a whole day where we don't do it. So thank you.
That did feel good.
I'm gonna sing a song for you guys. This is something I wrote. It's a song I wrote sort of as a lullaby. I wrote this song while I was lactating, so it's a drinking song. Ha ha. But not the normal kind of drinking song. It's a song for water. It's a song for you all. It's a song that is for the kids and for the moms and for the people who are donating and the people who are acting and the people who are making a difference in this world, on this planet that we all share together. So please sing along if you catch on at home, on mute or whatever. Sing loud. Sing anything. My baby drinks water, my baby drinks tea. My baby eats an apple from the old apple tree. My baby drinks milk Mother Nature gave me. So please spare the water for my little ones and me. Now do you measure your wealth? Oops, I skipped a verse. Sorry, guys. So please spare the water for my little ones and me. Now money buys houses and clothing and more. And money buys food at the big grocery store. And money buys trinkets and money buys toys. But it won't buy the earth back for our little girls and boys. Now do you measure your wealth by the size of your purse? What size is your coffin? What size is your hearse? What size is your heart if you put money first? High over the children in their hunger and thirst. My baby drinks water, my baby drinks tea. My baby eats an apple from the old apple tree. My baby drinks milk Mother Nature gave me. So please spare the water for my little ones and me. Thank you. I'd like to turn the rest of this over to Emily Vale from the Hudson River Watershed Alliance.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily. We lost my video, but we should be back. Great. Wouldn't be a live stream without at least one surprising technical difficulty. Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Vale, and I'm the Executive Director of the Hudson River Watershed Alliance. Thank you so much to Mike and Ruthie from the Mammals for playing live music for us tonight. My understanding is that some of our viewers were singing along, so you couldn't hear them, but they were singing along with you. They'll be back at the end of the program with more live music, so please stay tuned. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight at the Toast to the Tribs live stream. The Toast to the Tribs is our annual celebration of our Watershed WaveMaker awardees. We are honored tonight to be recognizing the work of Peter Smith, the Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition, the Albany Water Department, and Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. The Hudson River Watershed Alliance works to unite and empower communities to protect their local water resources. We're a collaborative network of engaged, informed, and active community groups, agencies, organizations, municipalities, and individuals that work together to ensure a healthy and resilient Hudson River watershed. We provide the tools, information, and resources they need to better manage rivers and streams. As an alliance, it's important for us to bring people together. While we can't gather in person, we are gathering in online venues, like we are today, to share information, build capacity, and support our local watershed partners. Since March, we have moved our education and capacity building programs all online. We've held 3 breakfast lectures, a watershed roundtable, and a series of conversations on specific watershed topics, all in cooperation with NYPIC and the Hudson River Estuary Program. With Pace University's Land Use Law Center, we're currently holding a land use training for local leaders in the Rojan, Wappinger, and Sawkill Creeks. And in partnership with the Nature Conservancy, we wrote reports on the results from 3 community resilience building workshops, helping 13 municipalities identify ways to reduce their flood risk and adapt to climate change. In other words, we're moving full speed ahead. During this time, our local partners' needs have changed, and we've adapted so we can continue to meet them. We've made our Zoom account available to watershed groups for meetings and webinars, and I've been able to attend more of their meetings now that geography is not a barrier. In fact, our online programs can now reach people throughout the 13,400 square mile Hudson River watershed, from Lake Tier of the Clouds in the Adirondacks to New York City. This new format allows us to bring people together from across our large watershed area to learn from each other. As most of you know, this event was planned for June 2nd, but we postponed the live stream to observe Blackout Day and hashtag the show must be paused. The Hudson River Watershed Alliance supports the fight against systemic racism. We know that Black lives matter. Issues of environmental justice significantly impact our watersheds and our watershed communities. The need for clean water is universal, and too many people cannot safely drink the water from their taps, swim in ponds and streams, or recreate safely. We're staying focused on our mission now with a clearer knowledge that we must do much more to support communities of color across the watershed and be an ally in efforts to overcome centuries of systemic racism, which has led to disproportionate health impacts and lack of access to natural areas. Clean water is critical during the pandemic. As we celebrate our 10th anniversary of incorporating as a nonprofit, we're adapting to the new challenges ahead. Thank you so much for your support as we continue this important work. And now, here's the Hudson River Watershed Alliance's board president, Ryan Palmer.
Hi, folks. Thanks for tuning in on behalf of the entire board of directors of the Hudson River Watershed Alliance. I'm Ryan Palmer, the president. I wanted to just start off right off the bat by saying, personally, I am so bummed we're not at the Falcon doing this in person. I'm sure we all are. I know especially at this time, we're all craving that camaraderie and the venue there and the music and the food, and it's really become one of my favorite events of the year. If you were there last year, you'll even know I brought my entire family, including the kids, so that's how much I love it. And I know we're a very tight-knit watershed community, and I'm sure we're all craving that connection, so let's just hope we all get to see each other soon, and I hope you're all doing well. And speaking of the Falcon, I just wanted to give a shout out as well to Tony and James and the whole crew over there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're gonna open sooner than later. I also just wanted to mention that they are doing, I saw the other day, doing streams of some old performances, which are very cool, which I think are free, and there's just suggested donations that go to support the Falcon and local musicians, so please also check that out. And so I'm hoping we do a big virtual round of applause for our fearless leader, Emily Vale. So everybody just take a minute just to say, thank you, Emily. for everything you do for the Alliance, for the Hudson River Watershed. As you know, Emily's been with us for a little over a year now, has been doing amazing work the entire time, but especially in the last few months with this crisis, has really stepped up and been a leader for the Alliance, and I know for a lot of watershed groups out there, a great resource. She's been nimble, quick on her feet, super creative, really willing to adapt, and I think above all else, really responsive to our needs as a community, as a board, as people. So again, Emily, thank you so much. We're really lucky to have you. In fact, I'm sure everybody would agree that Hudson River Watershed is very lucky to have you. And by the way, she, on top of all of her normal work, she also planned and executed almost this entire event, which is normally more of a board task. So thank you for that as well, Emily. So it's been mentioned, this is, the toast of the tribs. It's really all about the WaveMakers, our awardees, but it is also a fundraiser. And as the board president, I'd be remiss if I did not mention that. So we, early on, when we decided to do this remotely, we decided not to charge for entry. Normally there would be a ticket price associated with the event. We wanted it to be as inclusive as possible. But if you are able, we do ask if you can give any amount, not too small, not too big, to the Alliance. We'd very much appreciate that. And I wanted to thank all of the people who have given already when they registered. We really appreciate it, because obviously we are missing out on the regular ticket sales. We're also missing out, obviously an auction does not work that well remotely, so we're missing out on that. Our sponsors, I want to thank all of the sponsors that have given. We do have fewer than normal, which in this economic climate, is to be expected. So a huge thank you to the sponsors that were able to give. And again, I just encourage everyone, if you are able, please support the Alliance, support Emily's work. And to that end, I just want to mention that the board has put up a match. We've all sort of pledged, it was at least $1,000 that has been pledged by the board. So just know that if you are able to give during this event, your dollars will be matched up to that up to that amount, or it may be more at this point, actually. So with that, I just want to say thank you again. Hope you're all well. Hope to see you soon. And I will turn it over to Dan Shapley to introduce our first awardee.
Hi, I'm Dan Shapley. I'm the Water Quality Program Director for Riverkeeper, and I'm a proud board member of the Hudson River Watershed Alliance. Before there was a park at Crystal Lake, there was a group of volunteers arranged in a bucket brigade, hauling out garbage. 12 dump trucks full of garbage. Before there was a wooded trail at Machadas Lake, there were volunteers out planting trees and showing people the wonder of the water in their backyard. Before businesses could move into a blighted mill building on Upper Broadway, the owner had to be shown the promise of the creek winding by. And before any of this, someone had to see the potential in Newburgh's other waterfront, the Quassaick Creek. Someone had to walk the length of the creek, learn its story, and tell it. Someone had to imagine a better future. That person was Peter Smith, one of the Hudson River Watershed Alliance's 2020 WaveMaker Award winners. Now, Peter doesn't work alone, of course. He works with Quassaick Creek Watershed Alliance and with a who's who of regional groups and agencies. In fact, enjoying the people he works with is one of the ingredients to his success. It takes vision to see the potential in a hidden creek in the midst of a city. It takes guts to raise the alarm about threats to that city's drinking water supply. It started for Peter with a question from a local official. Have you heard of Murphy's Ditch? For Peter, it was a start to a journey that found him tracing the streams and their century-old diversion channels that carry water to Washington Lake, Newburgh's primary reservoir. He waded knee-deep in the garbage juice leaching from a local landfill and followed the currents of water as they passed under the New York State Thruway. Fact by fact, he put together the story of a water supply at risk. The official maps were wrong. The official facts weren't facts. Peter found the facts, and he documented each step with whatever tools he knew how to use or could learn to use. He shared the story in the form of camcorder footage, in an ever-expanding PowerPoint presentation, and finally, in the pages of a watershed management plan. There are binders full of his notes, now a permanent public resource at the Newburgh Free Library. Tragically, his warnings proved prescient when, in 2016, the reservoir was found to be polluted with toxic firefighting foam from the streams flowing off the Stewart Air National Guard Base. The work Peter started has, in many ways, just begun. Newburgh's other waterfront is a work in progress, and the effort to restore water quality in Washington Lake will take years, likely decades. When we look back in the years to come at what has gone right, we'll find a volunteer, Peter Smith, at the start of the story. It started with his muck boots, his camcorder, his PowerPoint presentation. It started with facts, friends, and a vision. Peter, congratulations. You richly deserve this award.
It's beautiful, although this may be a first, an award for failure. Let me explain. About 12 years ago, the Quassaick Creek Watershed Alliance set out to understand the Quassaick Creek watershed. We waded through wetlands, we trespassed, we sloshed along the New York State Thruway. Among the many things we learned was that the Quassaick Creek watershed was home to the city of Newburgh's drinking water. We did some more research. We sloshed around some more. We trespassed some more. We read a lot of maps, not rocket science. And what we learned did not present a pretty picture. We found the inlet and the outfall of a 50-plus acre wetland, a wetland that drains the town of New Windsor's old cap landfill. We found the New York State running through this wetland. We found that this wetland feeds our drinking water reservoir. And you can all go take a little journey on your own and see it from the back of Walmart. Not a pretty picture. We saw horrifying patterns of land use, clearly inappropriate to the health and safety of the city's drinking water. And with the guidance of the DEC estuary program, we brought this to the public's attention. We made a crude little video. I think I was holding a pencil in my teeth and trying to hold the camera at the same time. And several PowerPoint presentations that were shown around. You've probably been bored to death with some of them. Once explained, we thought that the laws and regulations would come to the rescue. Wasn't there a Clean Water Act? Wasn't there a Clean Drinking Water Act? Wasn't there a Department of Health looking out for things like this? Well, apparently not. Shortly after these discoveries, the airbase was shown to have contaminated Silver Stream, a tributary to the reservoir. And now, 4 years on, they're still avoiding taking on the job of remediating their sources of contamination. Newburgh's water has been stolen, and we want it back. And the tools are there to get it back. We all know how to do it. We've learned how to do it. But the job isn't finished. We have not succeeded in doing the work that needs to be done. Newburgh's drinking water remains stolen, and we want it back.
As Peter said, the job in Newburgh isn't finished. Luckily, Newburgh Clean Water Project and Quassaick Creek Watershed Alliance are continuing to do amazing work to engage, inform, and promote the cleanup of Newburgh's drinking water. Regional partners like Clearwater, Riverkeeper, and the Hudson River Watershed Alliance are also supporting their work. As Ryan mentioned, the Hudson River Watershed Alliance's Board of Directors has pledged matching funds for donations made during this program. They have now pledged to match up to $1,500. And Phil noted this in the chat. Thank you to Phil for being such a great treasurer and making sure we're all keeping track of the funds. You can donate online on our website, hudsonwatershed.org/donate. I would be happy to recognize your contribution on air, and if you'd like to make a dedication, please feel free to include that in the note field. I wanted to recognize and thank Greg Mercurio and Amanda Post for their years of service as Hudson River Watershed Alliance board members, and to welcome Martin Daly and Eli Duker as our newest board members. You'll be hearing from Martin Daly in a few minutes. Now here's Nicole Leibel to present the Watershed Group WaveMaker Award.
Nicole Leibel here, a Hudson River Watershed Alliance board member since 2019, bringing soil and water conservation board of directors. I am pleased to introduce the 2020 Watershed Group awardee, the Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition. This award will be accepted by Beth Giles, who works for the Lake Champlain, Lake George Regional Planning Board, and is a key leader in this multidimensional watershed group. The Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition formed in 2013 as a response to shortfalls securing grant funds to protect waterways in the Lake Tier of the Clouds region all the way to the federal dam at Troy. This is a dynamic group spanning 7 counties. The coalition includes 7 soil and water conservation districts, the Lake Champlain Lake George Regional Planning Board, and Greater Adirondack Resource Conservation and Development Council. All work diligently to identify 6 priority issues in their watershed. This Upper Hudson River Priority Issues and Actions document served as the foundation for the coalition and is a wonderful resource for new watershed groups. This fully volunteer-run coalition utilizes the expertise of its member organizations to write and manage grants as well as implement key projects. Each county is different with its key priorities as well as its level of expertise. This allows for a wonderfully diverse skills inventory that is readily available to ensure projects are implemented effectively, spanning topics including stormwater management, environmental education, stream bank erosion, agriculture, and more. Not to mention the grants management side of things. The planning board has expertise in grant writing and management, so they naturally took on the role of grants administrator for the coalition. Through grant funds received by the New York State DEC, the coalition was able to purchase 3 hydroseeders to assist with several roadside erosion projects. Through Department of State funding, the coalition was able to complete an Upper Hudson River Revitalization Plan, which focused on implementation and planning strategies to protect natural resources, agriculture, and waterways in the region. In 2019, the coalition became a 501c3, opening them up to other forms of funding. The group plans to apply for culvert work in the future and has provided much guidance for newer lake associations, such as the Adirondack Lakes Alliance. The Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition is quite remarkable and a brilliant example of intermunicipal collaboration with community groups, making amazing strides in the field of resilient watershed management. And now everyone will hear from Beth Giles, founding member of the Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition, to accept their award.
Hi everyone, I'd like to thank the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for recognizing the work of the Upper Hudson River Watershed Coalition through this 2020 WaveMaker Award. We formed this coalition several years ago to bring awareness to the water quality and natural resource issues throughout the Upper Hudson River Watershed, and we look forward to working with you all and all of our partners well into the future.
The Upper Hudson Watershed is about 1/3 of the entire Hudson River watershed, and the work done by the Upper Hudson Watershed Coalition to implement projects across this large area is so impressive. We've posted their 2014 Priority Actions Report that Nicole mentioned to our website, and we also just added their brand new Watershed Management Plan. I want to take a minute now to thank our sponsors for the 2020 Toast to the Trips. Thank you so much to Watershed sponsor, JSA Sustainable Wealth Management, River sponsor, Hudson Valley Regional Council, Creek sponsors, Capital District Regional Planning Commission, and D&B Engineers and Architects PC. Our stream sponsors, including Barton Loguidice, the Chazen Companies, Delaware Engineering, the Law Office of David K. Gordon, Nelson, Pope, and Voorhis, NYenvironcom, Riverkeeper, and Scenic Hudson. Thank you so much to our Brook sponsor, Woodstock Land Conservancy, all of the donors seen here, and a huge thank you to Kale and Radio Kingston for providing the technical support to make this live stream happen. We're so, so grateful for all of your support. You can still donate online at hudsonwatershed.org/donate to be recognized in the next segment of the program. And if you donated at noon or later today, you will be recognized in the next segment, so don't worry. Now here is Martin Daly to present the Institution WaveMaker Award.
Hello, I'm Martin Daly, and this is my first year on the board of the Hudson River Watershed Alliance. I am the Director of Water Quality Programs for the Capital District Regional Planning Commission. For those of you that do not know us, CDRPC is a regional planning and resource center that serves Albany, Rensselaer, Saratoga, and Schenectady counties. We foster intergovernmental cooperation, communicating, collaborating, and facilitating regional initiatives. We work with partners to help them address regional problems. I am the project manager for the Albany Pool Community's Combined Sewer Overflow Long-Term Control Plan, a revolutionary 15-year, $136 million sewer abatement program coordinated by the Commission and jointly implemented by the cities of Albany, Troy, Rensselaer, Cohoes, Watervliet, and the village of Green Island, as well as the Albany and Rensselaer County sewer districts. I am also a lifelong resident of the city of Albany, and that is why it gives me great pleasure to speak with everyone this evening about the 2020 Toast for the Tribs nominee, the City of Albany Department of Water and Water Supply. With this award, the Alliance is also putting a spotlight on the essential workers that continue to ensure drinking water is delivered and wastewater is cleaned without interruption, even in this time of national crisis. The Albany Water Department, operating as an authority, is staffed by 170 dedicated employees and overseen by Commissioner Joe Coffey. It has a tremendous responsibility. On the drinking water side, the department manages 3 reservoirs with nearly 300 billion gallons of storage. Their Furabush water treatment facility processes, on average, nearly 20 million gallons of clean water to the City of Albany and satellite users. Water, that I should add, is renowned statewide for its quality. The department also maintains a complicated and historic sewer system. Maintaining this system presents unique challenges in a city that's more than 400 years old and 20 square miles in size. As a resident and ratepayer, it makes me proud, but as a water quality wonk, it never ceases to amaze me how effective the department is at delivering its services at a high level of innovation. In the past decade alone, the city has daylighted a stream, installed green infrastructure practices throughout the city, built a constructed wetland, addressed areas prone to chronic surface flooding, and managed to deliver consent order-driven combined sewer projects on time and under budget by relying on a patchwork of complex state and federal funding sources. At the end of the day, to the average ratepayer, this means keeping a vital public service affordable. To those of us in the environmental stewardship camp, this means Albany is leading the way on the front lines, protecting public health and cleaning up a majestic Hudson River that was once a literal dump. Since 2014, the department has invested over $60 million in improvements to Albany's aging infrastructure. Among these improvements are upgrades at the water treatment plant, implementation of real-time control and data acquisition systems, a detailed digital inventory of their water system, and employing a computerized maintenance and management system. They are also in the final stages of planning for the region's largest satellite treatment facility that, when completed, will significantly improve water quality in the Hudson River during and after wet weather events. I am very honored to present our 2020 Toast for the Tribs Award to Commissioner Joe Coffey.
Well, first I want to thank Martin for a very generous introduction, very kind comments. And also we want to thank on behalf of the Water Department and the Water Board, I really want to thank the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for recognizing the Water Department for the work we've done primarily on the Patroon Creek daylighting at Tivoli Preserve, and also for the work that we've done at the Alcove and Basic Creek watersheds to essentially put them in a permanent conservation easement to protect the water supply forever, and at the same time to market and develop a carbon market that will pay us over $1 million over the next 10 years to sell voluntary carbon credits. This is all part of a vision that I think has been developing over the past few years from Mayor Sheehan and certainly from the leadership of Chairman Chuck Houghton and the Albany Water Board and the dedicated staff we have at the Water Department. I have to admit, at 70 years old and working in the private and public sector for 50 years, this might be the first time being recognized as a wavemaker has been in a positive fashion. So for that, I am also eternally grateful. But to my deputy, Bill Simcoe, and Amy Walsh, Neil O'Connor, the folks in our engineering group, and 150 people that work throughout the water department, that are source supply, the filter plant, the security people, the sewer, the water transmission people. I can't begin to name everyone who's had a major contribution to the work that we do that provides a reliable and safe drinking water supply for the residents of the city of Albany. At this point in my career, this is the best job I've ever had, and to have the work that we do and the work that our staff contributes every day be recognized by the Hudson River Watershed Alliance, and it's just awesome. So we're very grateful, and we want to thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Neil O'Connor. I'm the engineering supervisor at the Albany Water Department. I'm here in Albany at the Tivoli Preserve at the newly daylighted Patroon Creek. I would like to thank the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for the award of the 2020 Watershed WaveMaker to the Water Department. The daylighting of Patroon Creek shows the commitment of the City of Albany to the improvement of quality of life for city residents, while also improving water quality in the Hudson River for generations to come. Thank you again.
Hey, Amy here. On my first day working for the Water Department as a watershed manager, I was lucky enough to spend the day surveying the Alcove Reservoir by boat and spend the following weeks inspecting the forest land surrounding the reservoirs. I knew then how lucky the City of Albany was to have this system as a city's drinking water source, and we needed to do everything in our power to protect it, and we did it. This effort would not have been possible without the vision and support of Mayor Sheehan, Commissioner Coffey, and the Albany Water Board, but especially would not have been possible without the Nature Conservancy and its Working Woodlands program and the Mohawk Hudson Land Conservancy, as well as the hard work and dedication of the Water Department employees. And from all of us in the Watershed Unit, we thank you.
Thank you.
Daylighting and restoring a creek that's buried underneath the city is no small feat. The holistic approach to water management from the Albany Water Department and the leadership from the Albany Water Board is really inspiring. Thank you to the Albany Water Department staff and all of the essential workers out there who are making sure that our drinking water is delivered and our wastewater is cleaned. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated to support the Hudson River Watershed Alliance today and during the live stream. We've had 5 anonymous donations, a donation from the Town of Lloyd Environmental Conservation Council. Thank you to Melissa Everett, Paul Gallet, Emily Hauser, Jim and Elaine Vale. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Peter Vale, thank you to my brother. Beth Ali, and a donation from Chuck Thomas, City of Newburgh Conservation Advisory Council for Peter Smith. Martin Daly also made a donation and said, "I'll drink to clean water," and cheers to that. Next up, we have Mary McNamara to present the Organization WaveMaker Award.
Hi, I'm Mary McNamara on the Watershed Alliance Board. I'm devoted to a watershed approach to water protection. In these troubling times, it is wonderful to have something inspiring to celebrate. So with joy and gratitude, we present the 2020 WaveMaker Award to Clearwater. While they celebrate their 50-plus anniversary, the Watershed Alliance is celebrating our 10th anniversary, which in large part our successes are due to the very strong start you gave us. Hudson River Sloop Clearwater and Hudson River Watershed Alliance are 2 organizations that have been flowing together a long time.
Clearwater, in its organic visioning, integrated the concept of a Hudson River watershed and promoted seeing the river from its source to its outlet as a single living entity. Clearwater, in its grassroots outreach way, saw the need for an organization to promote that vision and helped give birth to an actual Hudson River watershed-wide organization, an alliance made up, like the river, of many tributary groups. Clearwater, in its futuristic leadership, has extended the watershed vision to the idea of green cities to nurture and be nurtured by the Hudson River watershed and its supporters and caretakers. This award is thus, from many aspects of the Clearwater contribution to the existence and continued vitality of the Hudson River watershed and the Hudson River Watershed Alliance, through conception, execution, and ongoing strength of its vision, leadership, and programs. For all this and more, we thank you and honor the Hudson River Sloop Clearwater and its many magnificent movers and shakers as the 2020 WaveMaker organization.
I really want to thank the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for this beautiful WaveMaker Award to Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. Clearwater was one of the founders of the Watershed Alliance, along with Scenic Hudson, Riverkeeper, and several tributary groups. At that time, most people didn't know what a watershed was, and we were very poorly networked. But the Watershed Alliance brought us all together to learn from each other and to help protect the tributaries that flow into the Hudson River. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Greg Williams, Executive Director of the Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. I'd like to thank Mary McNamara and the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for this recognition of our work, and Manna for her generosity in sharing the credit. In addition to leading our Environmental Action Department, Manna is, for me anyway, Clearwater's standard bearer for collaboration, cooperation, compromise, and reconciliation. One of my biggest thrills since coming to Clearwater was standing in for Manna at a single meeting of the Stewart Air National Guard Restoration Advisory Committee last year. It's hard to imagine a more challenging mix of federal, state, and local agencies, for-profit and not-for-profit organizations, military and civilian personnel. I didn't have to do much in that meeting other than to reaffirm Clearwater's commitment to participating in the committee, but it was nevertheless a powerful reminder of how many perspectives need to be understood and accommodated to solve problems faced by our watersheds. So recognition by an alliance seems an especially fitting occasion on which to join Manna. I look forward to many more years of working together to protect the waters of the Hudson River Valley.
Hi, I'm Steve Stan. I'm president of the Board of Directors of Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. I'd like to thank the Hudson River Watershed Alliance for honoring Clearwater with its Watershed WaveMakers Award this year. You know, the work of the Watershed Alliance and its predecessors really introduced me to the concept of a watershed address. I'm standing here on an oxbow, an old oxbow of the Wallkill River in New Paltz, right behind my house. And it's the work of the Watershed Alliance and the various watershed associations in that alliance that are helping to keep waters like this clean. And just like Clearwater, the Watershed Alliance works through grassroots action, through individual action to monitor water quality, plant trees, clean up streams. Clearwater works through environmental action, through crewing on the boat, through education, and through work at our festivals like that, bringing our members and volunteers together in a mission to clean up the Hudson River. So I look forward to working in partnership with the Watershed Alliance so we can keep both the watershed and the main stem cleaner and healthier going forward. Thanks.
Clearwater has really transitioned their work during this time, moving their programs online. They held a great Hudson River Revival live stream on Saturday that Mike and Ruthie were a part of, and they continue to offer their educational programs. Today, the Sloop sailed from Hudson to Kingston as part of the program Our River Connects Us, and they'll be continuing down to New York City and the Atlantic Ocean in the coming weeks. This year, the Hudson River Watershed Alliance celebrates our 10th anniversary of incorporating as a nonprofit. The strong foundation that was laid by Clearwater, along with the other founders and supporters, have allowed us to grow into our own as an organization. As Mary said, we look forward to continuing to flow together in the years to come, supporting the Hudson River and all of the rivers and streams in its watershed. Thank you so much to everyone who has made tonight's event possible. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and our donors. We had another donation come in from Ofra Wolf and Marcel Barrick with the note, thank you for all you do, Hudson River Watershed Alliance. Thank you for all you do, Newburgh Clean Water Project. With this donation, we'd like to honor Peter Smith and the clarity and fearlessness with which he has consistently called BS on the handling of the Newburgh water disasters. Thank you so much to Peter and everyone who's working on this in Newburgh. Thank you to Radio Kingston for providing technical support for this live stream. Thank you to all of our WaveMaker awardees for the work that you've accomplished, and also for successfully recording your acceptance speech videos while social distancing, no small feat. Thank you to the Hudson River Watershed Alliance Board of Directors for your advice, your matching donations, and your support during this challenging time. Thank you to Mike and Ruthie for playing live music for us, and thank you to you all for joining us in celebration. We have a lot of work to do to protect clean water, to support healthy and resilient communities, and to challenge the systemic racism that contributes to environmental inequalities. But by working together in a collaborative network, by sharing ideas, information, and strategies, we can take these important steps to improve the Hudson River watershed together. The Hudson River Watershed Alliance will continue to support local watershed groups, help municipalities work together on challenging water issues, and serve as a collective voice on behalf of watershed communities. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Mike and Ruthie from the Mammals to close our event. And as they mentioned, the Mammals recently released their newest album, and it really is excellent. If you like what you hear, please consider picking up a copy, whether it's online or a copy of the vinyl. It's really challenging to release an album and not be able to tour behind it. And the Mammals also have a number of upcoming live streams that you can check out. More information to buy the album and to find out about the live streams is on their website, themammals.love. We're thrilled that the Mammals were able to join us for our program tonight. And here's Mike and Ruthie.
Thank you so much, Emily. I'm gonna sing a few more songs. All right. Just like all the tributaries, just like the watershed, it all comes together, and that's what this song's about. I'm singing from the north side to the south side. We could be stronger than ever before. I'm singing from the east side to the west side, from the shore to the shining shore. Keep walking on the good path round the big world. Come back and tell me what you found. We could fight or we could wrestle with the details, but we're standing on common ground. This land is your land, this land is mine, and let's not leave it dirty for the ones who come behind. It's ours to care for, and it's ours to share. Oh, we've all gotta drink the water, and we've all gotta breathe the air. So I'm singing from the north side to the south side. We could be stronger than ever before. I'm singing from the east side to the west side, from the shore to the shining shore. Keep walking on the good path round the big world. Come back and tell me what you found. We could fight or we could wrestle with the details, but we're standing on common ground. don't have to agree on everything, and that's okay. But let's agree on something and let's make a better day. I'm not saying that we're better, not looking for a boast or a brag, but I'd like to feel proud when I look up at that flag. So I'm singing from the north side to the south side. We could be stronger than ever before. I'm singing from the east side to the west side, from the shore to the shining shore. Keep walking on a good path round the big world. Come back and tell me what you found. We could fight or we can wrestle with the details. Oh, but we're standing on common ground. Ooh, 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 ooh. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, closed-minded bigotry, and open hostility. So stand or take a knee, just join your hands with me, and let freedom ring. Now come on, let me hear you sing. I'm singing from the north side to the south side. We could be stronger than ever before. I'm singing from the east side to the west side, from the shore to the shining shore. Keep walking on a good path round the big world. Come back and tell me what you found. We could fight or we can wrestle with the details, but we're standing on common ground. On common ground. Just join your hands with me from sea to shining sea. Thanks. That song's called East Side, West Side, and that's really fun to do with the big band, but I'm getting into this duo version. we're making it work over here.
You're doing great.
All right. I wrote that one, but I'm gonna sing one now that Mike wrote. This is a request from our friend Kale at Radio Kingston, and it's called "If You Could Hear Me Now." This is one we didn't even think of putting on the record till the very end, and we tried it out, and ended up being the first song we released as a single because it's a very moving song, and I think people are ready for that. So hope you are. people win and prosper in the end, and leave something to believe in. If you can hear me now, if you could hear me somehow, if you could hear the thoughts that I'm spinning, time is short by any report, and there's more to do than singing. Peace is stalled without prosperity for all. Let the flowers and the weeds in. If you hear me now, if you hear me somehow, if you hear the words that I'm hoping, that we win the race against time and space, and the whole world is wide open.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everyone. That was beautiful, Ruthie. Did you almost make yourself cry again? She did. She done it.
That song, that's what it does.
Yeah.
I'd say it's still new enough. My callus is not fully formed. But yes.
It seemed like a really appropriate song for tonight's program.
I really think so. And, you know, I feel that there is more to do than singing. But sometimes singing is what to do. And we're going to sing you one more.
Well, you need to do it all. Thanks for all the work you guys are doing. It really is inspiring. It's been nice to...
Incredibly inspiring. Thank you for all your work from the Adirondacks all the way down to Newburgh. And it's just incredible. It's really, really wonderful. And we'll be sharing all of this information out. And I love the idea of an alliance to share information and to share good news, bad news, and all kinds of resources. It's wonderful. Thanks to everybody who's giving and donating. It's really, really inspiring. And yeah, keep doing that. We host a festival at the end of August. I hope it's okay to tell you about that. It's called The Hoot. And we don't really know what we're doing yet for The Hoot at the end of August, as you might imagine. But we're going to try and do something. So, you know, stay in touch with us. And cross paths. Also at the Ashokan Center, which is where the Hoot happens, they teach about watersheds and stuff, and also they teach about music, and there's a wonderful crossroads there of music and nature and sustainability, and I hope maybe the Ashokan Center can partner with you guys in some new ways in the future. I know that we've been doing a free weekly broadcast on Wednesdays at 4 for all ages. It's meant for kids, but it's really fun. We actually had an episode about watersheds recently, and it's fun. There's like a little learning lesson, and there's a song. So check that out. It's called Ashokan Hello. Or tell folks that you know who have kids that are bored. It's short and educational and very low budget.
Ashokan.org, is that right?
I think ashokancenter.org, yeah. Yep, that's where you'll find that Ashokan Hello. Of course, that's a play on words because my dad wrote a somewhat famous fiddle tune called Ashokan Farewell, so we call the show Ashokan Hello. Just to be fun. All right, well, this is a song that Mike wrote. It's called You Got to Believe. And I love closing with it. The album that we made closes with this song. And we're just gonna just let it all out. I'm just gonna lay into this fiddle here and see how it goes.
Yeah.
The key of F, I think.
For those of you who don't know, we live right next to the Ashokan Reservoir, right smack dab in the middle of the watershed. And I've been walking down there almost every day during this great pause that we're in the midst of, and it is truly restorative and inspiring down there. So thanks for your work, everybody, to keep it that way. Keep doing those good deeds. This song goes out to you.
Yes.
More than all the good songs that have passed through my lungs. All the pretty sunsets, all the pretty leaves. There's a lot of good out there, you just got to believe. Glass is half full. That half, baby, I give to you. 'Cause all of the money can't buy back the peace, but my peace to you, you can have that for free. All the good deeds going unsung, more than all the good songs that have passed through my lungs. All the pretty sunsets, all the pretty leaves. There's a lot of good out there, you just got to believe. So believe it a lot, believe it a little, believe it in your soul, believe it in your middle, believe it again, believe it some more. Maybe we are the ones that we've been waiting for. All the good deeds going unsung, more than all the good songs that have passed through my lungs. All the pretty sunsets, all the pretty leaves. There's a lot of good out there, you just got to believe.
Now I know we're all in our homes staring at screens, and it's a lot different than being in a concert hall or a festival fields, but I wonder if you'd try and sing that. There's no one there to laugh at you if you're worried about that, or maybe just your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or roommate, but all the good deeds going unsung, more than all the good songs that have passed through my lungs. all the pretty sunsets, all the pretty leaves. There's a lot of good out there, you just gotta believe. Let's try it.
All the good deeds going unsung.
More than all the good songs.
More than all the good songs that have passed through my lungs.
All the pretty sunsets.
All the pretty sunsets.
Leaves.
All the pretty leaves. There's a lot of good out there. You just got to believe.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Emily Vale. Thank you, Hudson River Watershed Alliance.